All right, so mine is a little more on the surface, purely entertainment, but they are saving the earth somehow in a fictional manner. So today I'm talking about Mortal Kombat. If you live under a rock, it is an adaptation of the video game, which has been around a few decades now. There was a movie back in the 90s, and I think by all accounts it was just okay. But here now we have a 2.0 Mortal Kombat movie, and the stakes are a lot higher. There's a lot of special effects that are really cool, and the plot follows MMA fighter Cole Young, who we see here, played by Louis Tan. He's unaware that he has some very important heritage. He's the son of Hanzo Hasashi, who we know as fans know as the Scorpion. And one day when he's fighting, Sub-Zero, who's a fan favorite, shows up and he's trying to kill his family. So another warrior shows up, and his name is Jax, and he also bears the birthmark of a dragon marking, which Cole has no idea. He thinks it's a birthmark. And so Jax tries to explain to him that he's part of this legacy, and he's not really believing it until Sub-Zero shows up, and he's trying to kill his whole family. So Sub-Zero helps him escape. Here you have Sub-Zero and Jax facing off. And so basically he's told to go seek out Sonya Blade. She's another popular character from the video game, played here by Jessica McNamee. And she fills him in on the whole, basically what's going on. There's villains from another world called the Outer Worlds, run by Emperor Shang Tsung. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And it's a high-stakes battle for Earth against these otherworld villains. So basically they're gathering all these warriors who have this dragon marking, because they're the ones that can really stand up to the villains in this movie. And so in the movie, we have Lord Raiden, Liu Kang, Kang Lao, Kano, who is a favorite of a lot of people. Let's see, here we'll see Kano. There's Kano. And then we also have, here's the villain, the Emperor. And so you'll see some of the favorite characters from the video game, but you won't see all of them. We interviewed the director and producer, and they said they had to pick and choose because obviously this is a franchise. They're going to want to extend it. And so they picked only a few characters, and especially like a character like Kano, who's kind of a smartass. They have a couple of them, I guess, in the video game. So they just chose one of them to be in this movie. And the plot is really simplistic. You don't have to be a Mortal Kombat gamer to understand it. It's really simple. Basically, you have to save Earth against this menace. And so for non-gamers, there's no problem in following the action and the storyline. So that's a good thing, because I'm not a gamer. So it was pretty easy. I mean, it's pretty basic. This movie is directed by, it's a first-time director, which I was shocked. Because it's a lot of special effects, but he's a commercial director. And when can I find his name? Simon McCoy, I believe. Yeah, McCoy, and he was a commercial director, so it's surprising that they brought him on. But he actually does a really good job. The special effects are really top notch. If you're not familiar with the stories, these warriors, they have superpowers. Some of them. Some of them are just mere mortals. But like you're seeing here, Scorpion, he's got special powers, and Sub-Zero, who turns things into ice. And it's really flawless. I really liked the CGI. And I mean, there's this one scene here where you see that was CGI, took me a little bit out of the movie. It looked a little fake, but that was pretty much the only scene that took me out of the movie. But otherwise, it's really great special effects. The blood work, you'll see a lot of blood. I think the gamers will love it because they love seeing blood. And they did something really cool. The director and producer talked about how they used actual blood. It was practical effects on the set. So you have these really nice martial arts moves. And on top of that, you have these special effects, but they're seamless. So they look really cool. And I think gamers will be happy to see that. And it is bloody, but it looks like fake. Sort of fake looking, not in terms of like it's fake blood, but it's not gory, is what I mean to say. I mean, there's some gory parts, but it's not too bad. I mean, here you see a little bit of blood, but it's not too bad. But I think on the violence level, there's a lot of fight scenes. There's a lot of martial arts, which I'm sure people will enjoy. And it's beautifully choreographed. They're kind of like dances. And then you have Kano and Sonya. Now, their fights are brutal. And it's really a good contrast to the other characters because they go mano a mano combat. And like I mentioned, Kano's sort of a smartass. So he was probably one of my favorite characters because he's such a smartass. And Sonya, too, she really held her own. Actress Jessica McNamee and Josh Lawson. Those two stole the show because I thought they were just so much fun. And they had this really, really brutal fight scene in a really small, cramped area. It's like a trailer home. And it sort of reminded me of the same kind of fight we see in Kill Bill in the trailer with Daryl Hannah and I cannot believe her real name, the bride. Uma Thurman. So if you remember that fight was really brutal. They would use anything that they could find, toilet seats and whatever you can find in there. That's what the fight reminded me of. And their characters were just so much fun. The other characters, I mean, they were okay. Louis Tan, unfortunately, as Cole Young, he was a little bland. I mean, he was interesting. You're invested in all the characters. But I think the standouts were really Sonya Blade and Kano. So I think the actors really brought their A game with these characters. And what I really liked was Jessica McLaughlin, the way she plays Sonya Blade. There was some vulnerability because, you know, when they bring you these kick-ass ladies, especially from video games, they're just like mean mugging for the camera. Like, yeah, I'm tough. But she had this very great vulnerability. And you really were rooting for her because she doesn't have the dragon marking. So she's told, like, you're not part of this group. And she brought that vulnerability to the character, which I really, really like because I expected, because when you see the graphics of Sonya Blade from the video game, she looks like this tough chick that's just mean mugging the camera. But I think they brought, Jessica McNamee brought a real range to the character, and you're really invested in her journey to be part of the group, even though she's told you don't have the marking, you're not as special. But she can fight. So, yeah, like I said, I think gamers and non-gamers will enjoy it. I mean, I can't speak for gamers, but I thought, you know, if these are fan favorites, then this might work here as well. So I'm anxious to hear from gamers what they thought of this movie. But and it's available on HBO Max. Yeah, it's available on HBO Max. So I saw it on the small screen. Not small. I have a 65-inch, but it looked pretty good. I don't know what it looked like in a big screen. So you have both options. You can see it at a big screen, or you can watch it on HBO Max. I would say if you're not a gamer, you're not that invested, I would stick to watching it on HBO Max. But if you're a fan, obviously, you have to see it on the big screen and judge it